Hello, my name is Gary, and I was raised in the Western United States, so I'm a native English speaker. I hope that you will enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
The 38 Letters from JD Rockefeller to His Son by JD Rockefeller, 1839 to 1937. The 11th letter, Greed is Necessary. May 6, 1918. Dear John, don't pay attention to those who say I'm greedy. For many years I have enjoyed this unflattering compliment from others. This special tribute to me first appeared at the height of my career when the name Rockefeller, who was no longer just a symbol of a person, but symbol of wealth, a symbol of a huge business empire. I remember that many people in many newspapers who came to congratulate me, but those compliments did make my heart beat faster because I knew it was nothing more than smearing me, adding an unpleasant stench to the business empire I have built. But I know that there is a hidden power in human nature. A power grows in places where there is no ability and will, and that is jealousy. When you surpass them, they will hate you. They will accuse you with insults and even make up lies to slander you, and at the same time they will be very proud in front of you. In my opinion, that's not arrogance, but weakness. The interesting is that when you are far inferior to them and your life is poor, they will laugh at you. You are incompetent, stupid, and even degrade you to have no human dignity. My son, this is human nature. God has not given me the mission to change human nature, and I have no leisure to stop some people from complimenting my greed. All I can do is to make those who are jealous of me continue to be jealous. Gentlemen will never argue with ignorant people, and I certainly won't argue with those who compliment my greed, but I can't restrain my contempt for their ignorance. Looking back at history soberly and examining the footprints of mankind, we can conclude that there is no society that is not built on greed. Who doesn't want to monopolize what they have? Who doesn't want to control all the good things? Who doesn't want to control everything everyone needs? There are many hypocrites. There is no one who is not greedy. If you have an olive, you want a whole olive tree. I have been in this world for nearly 80 years. I have seen people who can't eat steak, but I have never seen a person who is not greedy. I believe that in the future, people who are not greedy will still be rare on earth, because no one will stop pursuing and possessing beautiful things. When I was in business school, one of my teachers said something that I will never forget. It can be said that this sentence changed my destiny. He said, "There is nothing wrong with being greedy. I think greed is a good thing. Anyone can be greedy. From greed comes hope." When my teacher shouted these extremely provocative words from the pulpit, the students in the audience were in an uproar. Because as long as you think about the meaning of greed, you will know that this word is completely contrary to the moral concept that most people have absorbed since childhood. This moral concept is integrated at various levels such as religion, social ethics, politics, and law. The role of ruler certainly gives this word a dirty label. But when I went out into society and embarked on the journey to get rich, I deeply realized that the tuition was really worth it, and my teacher's suggestion was quite insightful. As those evolutionists told us, the natural world is not a place of kindness and altruism, but a world where the strong reign and the strongest survive, and the same is true of our so-called civilized society. If you are not greedy, maybe you will be greedy by others. There are not many free desserts, after all. If you want to create wealth, achieve and create an extraordinary life, but my feeling is not that greed is a good thing, can be achieved, but that greed is necessary. This subtext of greed is that I want more. It is better to be exclusive. Who has never said this from the bottom of their hearts? Politicians will say, "I will take power and I will become governor and then president." Business people will say, "I want to make money. I want to make more money." Parents will say, "I want my son to achieve something and live a prosperous, happy life forever." Only because of morality, dignity, and respect for face, people tightly covered up greed and turned greed into a taboo concept. In fact, as long as the world pursues fame, fortune, and wealth, otherwise they will be destroyed, and as long as happiness does not become as easy as air, Human beings cannot stop greed. Those who like to pick up dung always regard greed to be the devil. But in my opinion, unlocking our greed is different from opening Pandora's box and releasing the beating heart of greed, which is equivalent to releasing the potential of our life. I went from being a bookkeeper making $5 a week to being the richest man in America today, and it was greed that made this miracle happen. Greed is the force that drives me to create wealth, as it is the force that drives the evolution of society. When I use the word greed, you might want me to replace it with ambition. No, we all live in a greedy world, and I think it's simpler to use greed than to use ambition. Simplicity is a quality of integrity, and altruism is the soul, which is different from sincerity and nobler than sincerity. When I started the oil company with Mr. Sam Andrews, my greed was inflated, and every night before going to bed, I told myself I wanted to be the largest oil refiner in Cleveland. Let the flowing oil turn into bundles of banknotes. I supported every profit-motivated thinking to help me become the king of oil. In the first days, I worked hard all day long. I directed oil refineries to organize rail transport and thought carefully about ways to save costs and expand the market for oil byproducts. I'll never forget those days that left me starving and working around the clock. My son, you have to create your own destiny, and you must find a way to achieve what you really desire. The gap between success and failure is not as far as people think. Just a thought to see who has strong greed, who has such strength, who can shine and develop their full potential and excel above all. Every step I take makes me feel the power of greed. Greed not only allows a person to maximize his abilities, but also forces him to give everything, remove all obstacles, and move forward at full speed. Many people have asked me the same question. Mr. Rockefeller, what brought you to the top of fortune? I can't say what I really want to say because greed is despised by people. However, the fact is that the scaffolding that supported me to become the super-rich generation was, I had aroused my greed and inflated my greed. Everyone has a vivid, sensitive, and powerful greed deep in their hearts, but you have to love her. Tell yourself, I want to be greedy. Tell yourself, I want it. I want more, and she will come out to play and help you succeed. There is no force that can stop me from lifting the banner on greed because I pursue success. Success achieved by greed is not a sin. Success is a noble pursuit. If you achieve success and perform noble deeds, your contribution to humanity will be more than what you can do when you are poor. Take a look at the good deals we are doing today, pouring huge wealth into education, healthcare, churches, and people in need. It is thanks to the great charities of successful people. It seems that greed is a good thing, not a sin. In that regard, if those who say I'm greedy do not intend to defame me, I'll gladly accept their judgment of me. John, I'm the center of my life. I decide what's right for me, so I don't care what people say. My heart is still at peace. I always seem, to some people, to be a businessman with vile motives. Even if I invest in charities that benefit people, they consider me as a fraud. Suspecting that I have self-interested motives without seeing in me the slightest altruistic spirit, public welfare, moreover, why I am so charitable because I'm making amends. That is really funny. I want to tell you very sincerely that your father will never shame you. Every penny in my pocket is clean. I'm rich because of my superior mind and strong career. I firmly believe that God rewards and punishes clearly. My money is given by God, and the reason why I have continued to make money with God's help is because God knows that I will return the money to society for the benefit of my compatriots. It's time for me to read the Bible. Tonight is a beautiful night, and every shining star seems to say, "Well done, John. Love your father."